the greatest comedian of Northeast, of Down East humor, name is, his album is Bert and I. And he was out of, it was an album that still, today, it's still available, but this is when I was in college. Oh boy, it's trouble getting old, you forget names. Anyway, he was performing in New Hampshire when I was in Boston, and I wanted to go see him because he's the legend. He's the guy that invented Down East humor, really, with his Bert and I. I went over to New Hampshire to see his show, so I went back afterwards, and I said, I do a little thing called Doc Goodfellow. That's, you're Doc Goodfellow, he said. And you know who I am? Oh, sure, I love your stuff. He said, I'd like to have you record at my recording company. And
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. He came back to my house. He was in New Hampshire. We just lived over the line. And he and I told Down East stories till like 2 in the morning, and he had to go on. Marshall Dodge is his name. He, wonderful guy, young man out of, I think he went to Harvard or Yale, and he used to summer up in Maine, and he loved the accent. And he loved the dry sense of humor. So he'd go back to college and tell these Down East stories, and someone said, you should record them, and today you still can buy them.
That's amazing.
But the very fact that I spent an evening, in fact, the newspaper wrote, Doc Goodfellow meets Bert and I. It was a headline. And we just told stories. The sad part is, I never did record for him because about 8 or 9 months later, he's in Bermuda and gets killed in an accident.
Oh.
And so, nothing went with it. But he's still, to this day, you buy him up there, and it's still so funny. And Bob Marley's the big guy in Down East humor.
Mm-hmm.
Last 2 summers ago, he broke the Guinness World Record of being on stage 42 hours. He couldn't repeat a joke until 8 hours. He couldn't leave the stage only 5 minutes every hour. And he was on there over 42 hours. And it
Wow.
broke the Guinness Book of stand-up comedy.
Jeez.
And it's all Down East stuff, which is, just so funny. But,
That's fantastic.